Good afternoon, curling fans. We'll be starting the Cool Duck Finals here at Ardsley Curling Club in Ardsley, New York in just a few minutes. Just getting everybody lined up for piping out the teams onto the ice. And now the ceremonial distribution of the scotch.
All right, welcome to the 102nd Cool Duck for 5 and under. Well, it's been going on for a long time, as possible. All right, we're just handing out the booze.
And our piper this afternoon is Rob Roberts. He's a piper, and in his spare time, he's also a curler down on Long Island.
Yeah, I didn't notice the shoes.
And president of Ardsley Curling Club, Joe Sablo, in the baseball hat.
Now Nick Beaton is welcoming finalists to the sheet. Oh, he's saying some really smart stuff out there.
Let's see if we can hear what he's saying.
Welcome to Sunday, everybody. 2018 Cool Duck. I think this was the best one ever in terms of competition, both on the ice and in the normal. Really impressed. I'm going to miss you guys. There's a lot of aging out people I see here, and this trying team promises to be back next year. Give them hell out there. Forward to a good finals and to the fight.
Yeah, that was nice. Now the team's getting ready to play. Kind of uneventful, not like when Janae did it.
No, you know, it's Nick's style here. So for viewers, please note that the numbers on everybody's jerseys on the as they were distributing the alcohol are backwards. For a slightly easier viewing experience, when we're showing both ends of both sheets, we have the bottom view is flipped horizontally, so you don't have to crisscross over from A on one side to A on the other side. So A is over A, B is over B, and C is over C.
Cool.
But that explains why the everybody's got their numbers backwards and their names backwards in that last view.
The miracles of technology.
It won't improve their curling, but it might. We'll see. So on our center sheet today, the featured team, we have
Ardsley, skipped by Dan Gerlach, with Susan Peterson as his vice, Tom Daly as second, and Tom Vespo as his lead. And they will be playing triangle. Carl Biltz playing skip.
That's actually Carl Biltz.
Oh, sorry
but
about that, Carl.
He says you're welcome to call him Blitz because everybody says that. Everybody calls him that anyway.
All right, well, Carl Biltz is playing skip. Richard Arnold playing vice. Michael Dakar and Deirdre Arnold. And on sheet A would be sheet A is Bucks County. Michelle Sheffer, Chris Mahoney, Ian Sheffer, Lindsay Picelli.
I think that was Poseal.
Poseal.
Yeah, I spoke to her before.
Okay.
Bucks County on sheet A will be throwing the Redstones.
And they're playing against?
And they're playing against Plainfield team from New Jersey. Brett Curran is skip. Mike Yob is his vice. Melissa Yob is second. And Chris Springer is lead. And over on sheet C, we have a matchup of Nutmeg versus Albany. Nutmeg will be throwing the Yellowstones, and their skip is AJ Hippius. Brian Glatzel is vice. Jeff Roberg is second, and Kayla Russo. Kayla Russo is lead over there, and their Albany team is Greg Stapleton at skip, Tyler Reynolds at vice, Joe Grimaldi as second, and lead is Gina Stapleton.
Vinay just posted up and said he didn't spill a single drop, and I have to admire him for that. That was probably my proudest moment of you, Vin. And we're joined in the booth by the president of Ardsley Curling Club, Joe Sablo.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. How you doing?
I don't think they're going to answer.
I know they're not going to answer.
I heard something. Tom Vespo, a little light on his guard. Maybe they're trying to pull it behind. Yeah.
Working away at it.
Oh, they're going. There goes Tom. He's a machine, this kid.
And a
Just
good
a
center guard.
little short. Nice center guards. Two nice center guards for Tom Vespo.
So on featured sheet on sheet B here, we have Team Gerlach is the reigning champion of the Cool Duck, returning to try to retain their, I don't know what they have. Do they have a Cool Duck crown, a Cool Duck belt?
I think it's a feather, tail
Is it
feather.
a tail feather? They'll be trying to keep a hold of their Cool Duck tail feather.
Yeah. Dan likes that.
Dan does like that. This is Dan's 5th year curling, so this will be his last year at 5 and Unders. And the triangle team up from North Carolina, skipped by Carl Biltz. Carl is in his 3rd year curling, along with 2 second-year curlers and his, let's see, who was it? Michael Dakar is another 3rd-year curler, and Deirdre Arnold and Richard Arnold are both second years, I recall.
Nice draw. Didn't really come behind enough for Tom, but good weight. I just want to warn everybody out there in the viewing layer that I'm basically a homer, so I'm going to be rooting for the guys on the seat too.
Just close.
You couldn't. You couldn't get any closer to missing that. I mean, that was like.
Yeah, it took a little bump, I think.
Yeah, it basically hit it, but not enough to like just grazed it.
It looks like Gerlach is going to like guard that now. Or tap up.
So as everybody probably knows here, the center sheet is the first event final. Over on sheet A, the matchup between Plainfield Team Curran and Bucks County Sheffer is the second event final. And on sheet C, we have the 3rd event final between Nutmeg, Hippias, and Albany Stapleton.
Talking. No, it was just a beautiful shepherd sitting right here with me. I tried to get him to use his words. He wouldn't do it.
Either Derek or the dog needs a little bath. And just a couple hours ago, we had our fourth event finals were played over on sheet A. That was Plainfield Team Young.
Sheet C. Thought it was going to be something good.
Okay. Interrupted me for a missed shot. That was Plainfield Team Robert Young played Nutmeg Team Skinny Larry Bouchier. And the fourth event final winner was Nutmeg Larry Bouchier.
Nice raise by Triangle.
Yeah, but it was driven back a little bit too far and it's exposed. So Susie's usually pretty good at these things. Needs to move a little bit. It might be a little wide. Calling Tom to try to bend it on the basketball. He's trying.
He gets a piece of it.
Nice shot. There's the double on.
There's the double on sheet C.
Yeah. So I want to put kudos out to Nick Beaton and his staff for putting this together. Everyone who helped came along. Seemed like everybody had a good time at this Bonspiel. Sold out in 8 minutes flat. That's pretty incredible, if you ask me. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. The food was good. Didn't hear anybody crying about the ice.
Nope, I think ice has been in good shape. Not only did they sell out in 8 minutes, I believe they had like 32 or 33 teams that signed up in about the first 8 or 10 minutes, and we could only accommodate 24 teams. And there were some teams that were over their 3-team per club limit. So they went down to the waiting list. But very popular Bonspiel. Early in the season, a lot of teams come here, use it for their 5 and under practice before going off to the Dykes, to the Kaiser, the Childs, coming up at kind of the second half after the beginning of the new year.
And plus, it's always good to promote like the new curlers to get out there and play as much as they can, get into Bonspiels. I saw some people here that had only played, I think their Friday or Saturday was their 5th game that they've ever played in their life. So I think that's just, it's great. You got to get people involved. You got to get people starting to play this game. Oh, I just want to invite anybody who's watching the Cool Duck to adopt one of our warm room chairs. For $200, you can have a chair dedicated to you, your club, your college, whatever you want to do.
And what happens with those chairs, Derek?
We throw them out at the end of the 2 years.
What happens when somebody adopts a chair before we throw it out?
What happens then? Someone takes the chair home and they take it apart, sand it all down to bare wood, put it all back together again, fix it as good as possible, and then whoever adopts it picks a decal to put on the back of the chair to represent anything, their curling club, their college, their business, their favorite sports team, anything. And then put a little plaque on the back saying adopted by Joe Schmo, and we have a nice, beautiful chair, and someone's helping us to build a new club that we'll be looking for shortly.
And we've had several people adopt chairs this season.
Oh yeah, there's been about 10 or 12 so far, and I understand there's a few more left, like being worked on as we speak.
And the chairs have never been in better shape. These are some old college chairs that have been around for many years. A lot of them were coming apart at the seams, and they've been...
Yeah, the chairs in the warm room were originally donated by the original members of Ardsley Curling Club back in 1963 when they built this place, I think.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
So all the original members got a chair from their college and donated it to the chairs for the warm room. So a lot of these represent the original curlers from the Ardsley Country Club. As a matter of fact, 2 of them were adopted by the grandson of 2 of the original members and found their chairs and restored them. Was Ashley Thorndike, who our Thorndike medal is named after. His grandson, Ashley Thorndike Griggs, adopted it. And then also Maitland Griggs, who was another charter member here. Ashley bought one or donated one to get for his grandfather also. So it's like a true link to the history of the club.
Yeah, and by refurbishing the chairs, we're keeping them in good shape for generations to come, and the history of the chairs remains here in the club.
Okay, so now the commercial's over. Let's get back to the game.
Yeah, and Carl Biltz is
sitting 2 in the wings, and they're going to go after one right now.
Carl Biltz's last skip rock. If he gets this yellow and leaves the red, I think he's going to be sitting 2. Looks like it's on the inside a little bit.
Got
Like
the yellow, but he's going to
1.
crash on the red, and he will be exposed for Dan to take him out.
Well, that would be the case, but that was the last
that's a
rock.
shame.
So, yeah, Dan kind of ran out of rocks
Yeah,
already.
when I'm announcing these games, they should probably pay more attention to him. Busy, man. I was busy selling shares. Okay, so at the end of the first end on sheet B, Triangle is leading 1-0. On sheet A, sheet A, I believe it's Bucks County. He got 1 in that last end. Sheet C, it looks like they're trying to figure out who's counting right now.
I'll put up some scores for viewers to take a look and see what happened after the first end on sheets A and B. Still waiting to see. Okay, so we'll update sheet C. Albany picked up 2 stones in the first end.
Yeah, man, I need you. Dying without you.
And for this year's Cool Duck, I assume that they're playing the 5-stone free guard rule, as we've been playing in club play and has been adopted generally across the curling universe.
Yeah, I believe every game that's being played in our club has been five-rock rule this year.
On sheet C, I'm not sure if there's a penalty for the teammate or for the Albany team member who's not wearing his duck hat. No Philly teams in the finals this year.
Hello? John, you hear that? Okay, I wasn't crazy. I couldn't hear myself in my headphones.
Oh, we have. I think not only could Derek couldn't quite hear, but I don't think he could quite see either. But we have somebody named Dana Kaiser is wondering if Derek is out of the under 5 eligibility already.
Oh no, she's not asking me. That's my daughter. She knows I'm out of the under 5 eligibility. She's asking her friend Julie.
Oh, is she asking Julie? I thought she was asking you.
No. No, so we have international viewers here, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter Dana is in the Peace Corps in Macedonia.
Oh, is she back in Macedonia now?
Yeah, no, she's been there for the last 3 years, actually. So.
Okay, because I thought she was back in New York for a little while.
Yeah, she came home for Christmas last year, and one other time.
Yeah, because I think while she was away, our Macedonian viewership dropped significantly for during that winter break, I guess.
Well, it's going to drop again because she's coming home in January. Unless maybe she's talked some people into watching our games.
Yeah, ask her to leave a computer on with YouTube on all the time, just so we maintain our.
We need the ratings.
We need the ratings, yeah. It's good to see that we're providing a chat channel for other people to.
I know. They're not paying.
They're not watching the game.
Makes 3 of us.
Oh yeah, there's curling going on out here.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that part. I was just reading all the stuff that my daughter was saying.
Over on sheet A, Plainfield's got 2 Yellowstones sitting on the 4-foot. Nutmeg. Hippias.
Mike's going to have something happen here.
Yeah, stop the same spot.
Nice little hit. Roll to the button. Nice shot.
Yeah, very hard.
I think we should interview somebody. Hey, Nate. Come here. Come on, you have to be interviewed.
Yeah,
We have one of our new members who just joined after our Olympic surge last year, Nate O'Reilly, one of our new up-and-coming young good players. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nate O'Reilly.
Happy to be here.
Good, good. Now, Nate, how did you find out about this? What happened? How did you get involved?
I did a learn to curl in New Hampshire when we were up there hiking in White Mountains. When we came back, on the way back, Meg was searching for curling near New York City, and we found Ardsley, and we've stopped in and did the learn to curls in the spring, and fell in love with it, and we're here.
That's really good. That's great. We're really happy that you guys are here because we need new blood, and you guys are here a lot. That's great. That's great, and you're doing well. And next year you probably be in this and probably be doing really well in this.
Yeah, I hope so. It looked like a lot of fun. We stopped by yesterday morning and saw them get started, and it looks like a really fun time.
Oh yeah, Bonspiel's are the ticket. You have to. I don't know, you've never been away to a Bonspiel yet, right?
No, that's the next step. We're looking into doing one sometime this year.
Yeah, you got it. You have to get away to it because that's where the hook is set at a Bonspiel.
Yeah.
It's like we're really going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you have a lot of stamina and a lot of sleep depravity with resistance.
The endurance is fine. I don't know about the sleep. We'll see what happens with that.
So this is time of the year when you can also be thinking about getting together 5 and under teams for the spring. Well, not quite spring. There's the February.
Late.
There's the Dykes, the men's game, men's Bonspiel, big Bonspiel, and that's going to be up in Schenectady and Albany this year.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. So if any 5 and unders are looking for a player, I'm interested.
Yeah, and he's real good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're playing really well.
Yeah, Nate and Meg are one of, we had about 100 new members that signed up in the spring. We had not quite as many as that returned in the fall, but we had quite a lot that returned in the fall. So we have a new crop of 5 and unders.
Yeah, but the ones that did return
the ones that returned are the
really
good ones. I
They're
mean, they're I should say they're all good.
They're all
But,
good.
Yeah, I think we had 3 of our rookies playing in the Cool Duck this weekend.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cool Duck was for our brand new curlers. The scheduling and the sign up of the Cool Duck sort of I think made it hard for our brand new curlers here to get signed up because it was
Right.
before the season started, I think, and people signed up and booked the whole thing in about
Now,
8
do
minutes.
they reserve like 2 spots for Ardsley Curling Club, or do they do anything like that?
I think there was one spot reserved for the returning winner, as far as I know.
And that's
so
it?
I think that was there.
So
2
it's
spots?
possible that
or a
you
couple-
couldn't have any home teams playing in this?
That might be possible.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll have to get Nick up here.
The next
Yeah.
interviewee.
Yeah, we'll have to grab Nick for an
Let's
interview.
get to grill him. So you want to call an end? You know what you're talking about here.
We'll see.
Mike, we're glad you could join us. Glad that you remembered. Have to use that YouTube reminder feature to alert you when our broadcasts are going to start.
Yo, Mike, nice win Wednesday. Okay, let's see. Back to watching the games.
So we mostly chatted away the entire second end here, and Carl Biltz is already throwing his second skip rock.
Oh, yeah, that's his last shot for
And that's for a triangle.
Oh yeah. Nice jackets, those Triangle Curling Club.
Well, it's all about the fashion.
I like it.
Yeah.
The jackets. Yeah, I tell you what, I like any place that has like jackets. Pinelands, I saw someone had a nice Pinelands jacket yesterday.
We need to get some good jackets.
Yes, we do.
We need the jackets. And
Oh, by the way, calling all St. Andrews members, your dues are due. It's a lot easier to do that than sending out an email. Hey, thanks, Nate.
For you it is.
Thanks, Nate, for joining us. Dan Gerlach sliding back to take his last shot. Susan Peterson holding the broom. Not sure if
What's he calling, to draw behind?
not sure if he's
split?
drawing behind or if he's trying to tap up that yellow and split those. He's right now.
I don't think
The
he'd
only
either have to
stone
tap it
that's-
or draw behind. I don't think he'd be able to get a split and have 2 count.
Yeah, right now the only stone that's counting is a red triangle stone. Well, actually, it's a red circle. It's not really triangular.
Looks like he's tapping. He's coming out a little warm.
Let's see if we can do this.
They got 1, yeah. Triangle scored another point, stole a point. Oh, boy. Eight ends? Yeah?
So this is an interesting strategy by Team Gerlach. Keep the hammer through the first 2 ends.
Now you're just showing off with these graphics, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I've got some new
Nice.
new
toys.
software I'm playing with
I
this
like it.
time.
What happened on A? Somebody got a lot of points, 3 points or so.
I missed it.
Right?
What?
Oh, right there.
You have to-
With me in the booth, well, by the way, I don't think we ever introduced ourselves. So I'm Derek Kaiser, and to my right is John Schuster,
The other
who's our
judges.
technical genius here. And to my left is Joe Sablo, who's the president of Ardsley Curling Club.
Waiting for some scores to go up on A and C. So it looks like Plainfield picked up. What's he standing behind? 2?
3 they got.
So that was Bucks County picked up another 3 in the second end.
Look at Tom bend that stone. He's doing his nice job.
Very nice one. That's what you got.
Kid's a good sweeper. Kid's a good player. He's a good young player. I think this is only his 3rd year.
Can't believe it is his 3rd. He's young.
He's good.
He's young.
I like him.
Let's see. I could find out for sure whether he's a third-year player.
Place is falling apart. Bucks County on sheet A is really playing a pretty good game here. They're not making a lot of misses. They're calling a good game. Every time I look down there's a lot of red stones in the house. Ooh, okay. That was a nice shot. Looked like he might have been a little tight with the broom. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, they managed to sweep and keep it straight and just get a piece of it.
Yeah.
Get that red stone out of there.
Yeah, it was good sweeping on that.
So Gerlach has one yellow stone in the house that Carl Biltz is attempting to take out.
Triangle Curling Club's giving Dan everything he could take. And then some. Yeah. Nice shot.
Just exchanging stones.
I'll tell you, every time we play against, Dan and Susan, Susan kills us. She's just such a good curler. It's really, she very rarely misses, especially when she's playing against any team that I'm on.
Well, looks like we're going to be trading hits.
Yeah.
Out on the wings after a while.
This is Susan's second
It's getting
stone.
a little
of
further
ice.
out, though. Now.
Yeah, he's getting a little further out. Not sure if that's intentional or if he's trying to. If it's intentional, he's going to try to force him to just draw for his last rock.
Oh, Dan looks like he changed it up to come from the other direction.
Yeah, I think Dan said looked like he was going to go for a hit and roll. it looks like it's over curling.
Yeah, should get him out though. Okay.
Yeah, so now we have a empty house. Just one yellow stone sitting just off the 12 foot.
I don't think that's not in.
That doesn't look like it's in.
At this point, Dan should be thinking blanking. Looks like Plainfield's having a good end over here on sheet A. That's a pretty nice shot.
And over on sheet C, Nutmeg picked up 3 in the second end. So Nutmeg, AJ Hippias is now leading Albany Stapleton. Dan Gerlach spinning his burrow, taking his first shot. Susan in the house, waving at everybody. Dan likes to follow the stone down, which sort of blocks our view, but looks like this is going to land in the 12 foot.
Yeah, Bucks County, another nice draw on sheet A. 2 minutes ago, who was it? Plainfield was sitting, was sitting 3. And then all of a sudden, looks like Bucks is sitting 2.
A lot of stones circling the house there on A. And Carl Biltz, easy hit on Dan's stone, rolls into the 4 foot. Should give Dan a easy takeout. Looks like he's calling for a takeout on that red, and he'll probably be hitting and sticking and trying to pick up a point. I don't think Dan's looking to blank the end again and hold on to the hammer.
He should be. All right, easy wide open takeout for 1.
And Gerlach gets on the board. Going into the fourth end on our first event final, Triangle Biltz is ahead of Ardsley 2-1. Biltz takes the hammer back this end. Tom Vespo throwing lead.
Interesting house on sheet A. Looks like Plainfield might be sitting maybe 2. Can we get an overhead shot?
Not a bay, but we have the overhead shot.
Oh, we have it. No, Plainfield's just sitting 1. But
Plainfield's got a lot of stones. They can pick up a lot of points if they can get rid of that one red rock that's in the 4 foot.
Drive that yellow one back onto it to do that. Let's see what he's calling for. It looks like he's just calling for it. Throw it in there.
That's the Skip Brett Curran in the checkered pants. Nice draw. It's hard to say from the warm room here whether that was enough for 2 yellow. Or they have another.
Yeah, they have another shot, another yellow.
Okay.
They have last rock. So let's see what Buck's going to do with this. They're going to try to drive that front redstone in, maybe. There's still a possibility for Plainfield to get a nice end here, a nice big end, if they can get that one red out of there.
Well, Plainfield lined up the yellow stone that he just put at the top of the 4 foot is better aligned now to drive that yellow into yellow and potentially get rid of the red.
Right. Yeah, a lot of rocks in play there.
Yeah, we don't have an overhead camera to show you of sheet A. Take our word for it.
13 rocks in the house.
You'll have to take our word for it that Derek can count to 13 also.
Yeah, that's true too. Could be 7.
Could be 7 rocks. Anywhere from 1 to 16.
Somewhere. It looks like every stone except for 1 is in the house. That's been thrown.
And there's nothing hiding up in the free guard zone up
So
ahead of the
driving
house
that
either.
red back. Hit it on the wrong side. But no, not bad. But not counting.
No, but he did roll that red in the
stone.
12 foot over towards the line that Brett Curran potentially could have used to drive those yellows back.
Looks like he's just going to draw it right back into where it was. Maybe tap the yellows to try to get them up enough to get 2. I don't think they can get any more than 2 here. No.
Well, we're still not sure from here whether that yellow at the top of the 4 foot is out counting the red.
Right.
It's a little narrow.
The weight looks pretty good. Yeah, not so great.
Looks like they're going to measure
Do a
for
measure.
2.
Ooh, it looks like a 3-way measure. Might have been until that guy grabbed that stone. So we have yellow has 1, right? That's so far. Yeah, right. Plainfield's got at least 1 stone.
And they're also using the old-fashioned measuring device.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really knows that we have the lasers.
Yeah, for any Ardsley curlers watching, we do have some new laser measuring devices this year. And looks like it was yellow.
Yellow got 2 on that. Should make the game a little closer.
So Plainfield is still trailing Bucks County, but picks up 2 in the third end to narrow the gap. And Ardsley trails Triangle 2-1 on the center sheet. Nutmeg is still playing their Nutmeg and Albany are still playing their third end over on sheet C. Another end on B where they're keeping the house pretty clean here. I think Susan is just, I think she's going for a hit on that red.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to get them both with that. He was eyeing them up. Let's see what happens. They're getting them. It's just not.
Rolls to the outside of the 12-foot. Looks like...
Hello. They're just not getting the right rolls. Where you going? himself up for a pretty wide open hit. It'd be nice if he could hit a little bit around 7 o'clock, I guess. 6:30. This triangle team's pretty tough. They've been making a lot of their shots. Big hit game. Rare flash by the skip of the triangle team. I tell you, that looks good. I like that sweater. That's jersey. What's that from?
Is that Biltz's jersey?
Yeah. Oh, Deadpool?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
his Deadpool jersey. Oh, he's also got the Deadpool hat.
The
If
hat,
you were
yeah,
to pull his hat
earlier,
down
yeah,
on
that's
his
cool.
face. That makes his curling more difficult to see where it's going.
It would probably make mine better. Bucks just
So,
got a nice
chance
hit and
for
roll.
Gerlach here to steal one, perhaps. Biltz has the hammer, but not going to be able to hit everything if Dan puts another one in the house.
Yeah. Dan, what's the debate? Split the house.
Yeah, I think he's deciding how far into the house he wants to put it.
He wants to put it right up the top.
He probably wants to even him up or something, so he doesn't give him a double. Cross house double.
Unless you want to guard the button. He's trying to get it to the top of the 12 in the house. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't know if we've seen any skips draw to the button here. Have we seen any big skip draws
Not
this
yet,
game?
but let's face facts. Paying attention. Oh, yeah? Did he make it?
He made it to the backhand, and I was his opposition, and I could not pick it out. I had to get one to win, and Skip Larry from Nutmeg managed this amazing pin-covered draw that could not get picked out for the win.
So that was
Amazing steal.
that was in the fourth event final.
Fourth event.
In the previous game. That was
Skinny Larry came through.
Plainfield.
It was a great drawing game, too.
So there you have it. That's right from not sure which of the
Somebody's
players.
mouth. Skip Robert Young.
Skip Robert Young. So Dan sort of overthrew a little bit there. Wound up at the back of the house, outside the house, but still not outside the back line.
Next throw.
Not sure that one left his hand how he wanted it to.
He's got a blank. Nice shot. Nice shot by the skipper sign. So after the blank on B, Ardsley opens up again. Nice late rock.
So heading into the fifth end, Biltz still leads Gerlach 2-1, retains the hammer.
Alex County's trying to build a big end over here on sheet A. Spread them out.
So Gerlach trying to put up a guard now. He's got 2 counting stones. Good guard by Susan Peterson. And again, Gerlach puts another stone up in the top of the 12-foot, Susan Peterson. And Carl Biltz is calling for his vice, Richard Arnold, to take out something. Going to take out, okay, well, he takes out the yellow on the, to the right side. Rolls in a little bit to the center. Cuts down Gerlach from having 3 counting stones to now just 1. Biltz does have the hammer in this end. Gerlach calls for another inch of ice. Dan is just that precise.
Okay, I'm back from my union-mandated lunch break. Now, what's going on here?
Well, let's see.
Curling.
It looks like Dan
He's
is,
trying to draw.
I guess, trying to draw
bump
in.
Maybe tap is a little behind.
I don't think that's exactly what he wanted to do.
Doesn't look very happy. All right, so still a difficult shot. This is last rock of the end.
This is Biltz has a hammer, so this
that
is the
was Dan's
first
first shot.
rock, first hammer rock.
Get up this one. More than the tree is, guy's wide. How's it look in the back one? I don't know. That's what's going to happen. He's clipping his red. Oh, and he's going to.
Oh, very lucky break for Gerlach here.
That guy doesn't miss you too often. That's a big miss.
So it takes out his own red. That was.
Dan needs to get something up front now. I'm afraid. Personally, I think what I like it about 3 inches to the right. Oh. And looks like the skip for triangle is just going to draw. Sweepers are working on it hard. Looks a little light. Sweepers are digging. No. Big time miss. Dan picks up 3, I believe, on that.
I'm sorry, Derek. That's what his first shot is off.
Oh, look who perked up.
Thanks for waking me up there. Napping here.
Yeah, where's Nick? Get him up here. Nick. Interview time. Come here. Let Nick. got 38 viewers. Come on, we're breaking the bank over here. We could sell commercials. I don't know what they got. 38 people with absolutely nothing to do in their life.
I said okay because I heard 3-4.
Okay, now we're down to 32 people with nothing to do with it.
Wow, now there's only 15. Yeah, look, Nick. Look, people. We want Nick. We want Nick. Come on, look. It's all over the screen. Look. Sit down right here. Oh, good news. That's what you should. Yeah, you could use the headphones. So with us now we have Nick Beaton, the Bonspiel chairman, guy who runs this whole show. Look at Bucks County. So Nick, what are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, who are you playing?
Who am I playing? No, I'm sleeping all day tomorrow.
Why not? You're not playing?
I'm sleeping all day tomorrow. Don't tell my boss.
Yeah, where's Steve? Steve, tell him. I know.
I only came here to ask when the Big Apple Bonspiel is.
Oh, the Big Apple Bonspiel.
Does anybody know when the Big Apple Bonspiel is?
That's like the hottest Bonspiel in the circuit. We can't even talk about it.
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about it
Not
yet.
even allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
People are dying to get into that Bonspiel. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
This thing sold out in 8 minutes. I think that's going to sell out in about 30 seconds. It's because of that wooden trophy. Who doesn't want a nice piece of wood with a bunch of blocks on it like a kindergartner made?
You're selling yourself short, Derek. Derek created our Big Apple Bonspiel trophy. It is it's a winner. How long did it take you? 10 minutes, he says. Derek's retired. He's got absolutely nothing to do. So he repairs chairs and makes trophies. Oh, there we go. Big Apple Bonspiel.
There you go.
We weren't allowed to talk
21st,
about it. Take it down. Take it down. Take it down. Okay.
You're gonna make the crowd go frenzied.
March 21st to the 24th.
And what's the format of the Big Apple Bonspiel? Does anybody know?
You come up here, you curl, you go home. Simple.
Oh, I believe it's an open.
It's a totally open Bonspiel.
Totally open.
And also the McKay Douglas International
The what?
is also February 21st and 24th.
The what?
The 83rd annual McKay Douglas Bonspiel. That is an international.
Read that again.
The Douglas Bonspiel.
Thank
Derek
you.
wants it to be called.
I'm sorry.
So we got curling going on here?
Oh, yeah. We got lots of curling. There's 3 sheets full of curling. These guys from Bucks are like loading it up, man. Except for that shot. I've been paying attention to sheet A and B so far. I don't even know who's playing on sheets. Sorry about that nutmeg in Albany.
There's
So
been a
wait,
lot
no.
of. Oh, go
No,
ahead.
you did a good job.
Thank you.
No.
I was just about to say all the curlers did a good job. I was really impressed. There was a lot of good play this
A
weekend.
lot of good games, yeah.
Everybody seems to know the strategy. We are doing the 5 rock rule all weekend, of course. People caught on to that pretty quickly. I think it makes a difference.
Changes the strategy up. Ooh, that's a nice shot there. Who was that?
Triangle.
Yeah, no, I was trying. I was wondering which one it was. It's that guy.
So we have 2 teams out there that had to play the 10 o'clock draw today.
Oh, which 2 teams were that?
That would be Plainfield Curran.
And
I
Bucks?
believe he played. No, and Nutmeg Hippias, I know for sure.
Oh, on sheet C. Oh, so one team on sheet C and one team on sheet A?
Yeah.
Really hard. Really hard.
I'd be crying like a baby back bitch about it.
since we were talking about Sheet C, Nutmeg Hippias, AJ Hippias, it's his first time skipping. Third time playing in this event. First time.
First time skipping in a Bonspiel?
Yeah.
And makes it to the finals. Good for him. He's from Nutmeg?
He's from Nutmeg.
Oh, we got to make friends with him. We might be curling there in 2 years.
We have made good friends with Nutmeg already.
I don't think they like me too much.
We did have a Quacktastic award that was presented for the first time this year, and
what does that have? What is that? What's
that
the
is for excellence in Quacktasticism.
Wow, I didn't know it was a study.
Yeah, and that was easily won by Team Nutmeg, Skinny Larry.
Oh yeah. Oh, what
You
about,
named
what about this poor bastard with the beard over here?
Yeah,
He's all upset.
He's just a lead.
He's out.
It was a team award. It wasn't presented to just Skinny Larry. It was the team Nutmeg skipped by Skinny Larry.
Because they're quacky dudes. What's going on here?
Well, they blew up the duck simultaneously in record time. I think it was.
I remember looking one Wednesday night 2 years ago, looking up here and seeing you blowing up that duck.
Yeah,
thinking that you were into some weird stuff.
Let's just say the duck was very happy. No,
it does have a big smile on it.
Yeah, the duck, not that duck. The one I'm talking about is a little hungover today. It's
a little droopy.
Yeah, a little droopy.
He looks happy nonetheless, though.
Yeah. The Quacktastic Award is at the Bonspiel chairperson's sole discretion who he awards it to.
Nice.
It's just.
Can the Bonspiel chairman be bought?
There could be bribes.
Nice.
But that didn't happen this year. Oh, no, there was. I was able to partake in some Japanese whiskey.
Oh, there you go.
I think that through
Who
the
brought
team
that?
over the. Well, it was won by in the raffle by the team that also won the Quacktastic Award. Anybody commenting on the action out here? Oh, everybody.
There's curling going on.
So there's three guys here in the booth. They have their microphones off. One's on the phone. I guess it's up to me. So there's yellow rocks and there's red rocks out there on the ice.
And somebody's winning and somebody's losing.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, it looks like Sheet A.
There's all kinds of stuff going on out there.
Yeah.
Sheet A, Bucks County is crushing it. They're like winning 8-2. There's a good game on Sheet B and Sheet C. It looks like pretty tight. Dan's winning by 2 points at this point, but it's been a lot tighter than that.
Yeah, they're playing a very formidable Triangle team. I saw Triangle did win against a very good Nutmeg team, 10-1 earlier in the weekend.
Yeah.
Their skip has been on fire. I see that he did miss that takeout in the last end. Rare miss by him.
He hasn't been missing too many shots this game.
That's right. Or all weekend. I believe Triangle, actually I know, Triangle out of North Carolina near Raleigh, they are the furthest club away from us that joined.
That's here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
In the past, we've had Denver represented. We've had San Francisco represented, but not a full team. They were part of another team, but this year, North Carolina is our
Now,
furthest.
is there an award for that?
There should be.
Yeah,
right?
there should be. I like that idea.
I also think if you drive from that far away, which they did, you should be required to bring some of your local beer to sample.
Or
he said he will do it next year. I'll let him in the Bonspiel next year if they bring some
local
beer. Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of beer, we got a whole keg left. If anybody's listening and wants to come down to the club right now, get some $3 beers, $10 pitchers. It's just Budweiser left.
Just anybody.
So is Dan going to be protecting the 4-foot now, or is he going to bury?
I think he's just should be trying to protect the button.
with that amount of ice, it looks like he's trying to put it top 12, protecting the button.
Dan hasn't been. He hasn't been at the top of his game today. Sorry, Dan. I know you'll listen later on, but
Oh, he'll listen to it 5 or 6 times.
I know.
That's all you needed to do
That's
here.
a great shot.
Yeah.
Good shot. Good for you. You made one.
Another observation over the weekend has been the sweeping. I think a lot of people took that sweep like a badass class because a lot of good form out there and a lot of effective sweeping. Some people employing the directional sweeping techniques, some people opting not to, some people doing a mix of both. So he's just doing a little hit and roll here. Not getting that roll.
Looks like he's got a piece. Ooh.
Getting the roll behind the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, got the high roll. It looked like he was going to hit that red a little bit. Red in the front.
Yeah. Yellow's still counting.
Yeah, every time I look at sheet A, Bucks has got stones in the house over there.
So the skip for triangle is Carl Biltz. It's not Blitz. But
Yeah.
so many people mess it up apparently that he just goes by Blitz.
Oh, good.
So
They messed it up.
You're allowed to mess it up,
Yeah,
Derek.
cool. Okay, so what's he trying to do here? Just another guard up front?
Yeah, I think he'd be comfortable coming right down to his own center yellow and maybe moving it over a little bit, and that way he's got basically a 2-foot guard set up for himself. It'll make that draw in for
came
Carl
this way.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek's pointing at a screen that none of our viewers can.
I wasn't talking to them. I was talking to you.
I know, but you should find a telestrator.
Yeah, I need that.
Do we have the John Madden? Yeah, John Madden, where are you?
Schuster. Oh, yeah. No. That's why I pointed. Listen, I can't work like this. I need a telestrator. Where's Schuster? Come on. I'm working like an animal over here without a telestrator. I'm working like an animal here. Where's my telestrator? Oh, jeez. We got to talk to Tim, get it in the budget. Just, I don't know, drawing a screen, little happy faces and stuff like that. Okay. So now it looks like
Should be hammer.
triangles. What? This is the hammer, I believe, yeah. So he's just going for the cold draw. Nick, been here 5 minutes. You're breaking, please. Oh, yeah, he's way out in the junk. Wow, what's going on with this guy? He missed the last 2 big shots.
Gerlach picks up the line.
All right, let's see what's going on sheet C. Nutmeg is winning by 1. Okay, enough of sheet C. We've been talking about them all day.
Boy, you can really hear him out there. I didn't know the microphones were turned up so loud out of the ice.
Yeah, no, I noticed that the other night. I was watching at home and I thought to myself,
Oh, wait, that happens every night on our stream?
yeah.
I need to know that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, especially you, Derek.
Woof.
Yeah, we might have our YouTube channel taken down if they get a load of what Derek's saying out there.
We need someone to sit back here with a little button.
Yeah. So I don't have a screen that shows us our viewers or the commentary right now. Oh, over there.
No one's commented in a while.
So if there's anybody from our club, Ardsley,
I probably chased them all away.
you probably did, Derek. They're sick of listening to you. I just want to thank you again for the raffle items. We have a raffle every year. It's really fun. There are some fun prizes in there, and it draws a lot of attention, and it helps us raise money for the club. As you know, we're trying to build a new club, and we need all the money we can get. So thank you all for your donations.
And don't forget to come and buy a Super Bowl box, a 50-50 Super Bowl pool.
Are we doing that? Oh, I wasn't on the air.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Oh, okay.
It's been up in the warm room for about a month now.
So this is how we're going to get a new club?
We got to do something. Dude.
Yeah. I thought we were buying lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Did that stop?
Too.
That too? Okay.
We tried to buy 20,000 lottery tickets last time. But it was good because we won $6. Dan's moved on to a hit game now in the 7th end.
How many did Dan get in the...
I think he got one.
Well, I would consider playing the hit game as well.
Yeah, he's up. Yeah, he's up 3. He's got a good hitting team. Got to eliminate some of their stones.
He's got a very good hitting team. Tom Daly has a very strong hit weight.
Yeah.
If you need to clear some stuff out of the house, he's your guy.
Yeah, here he comes.
Actually, his name is pronounced Tom Delay, and that is from. It's from last year when he was on, or 2 years ago when he was on Vinay's team.
Vinay Delay?
Yeah, whenever Vinay would pronounce his name, it was Tom Delay.
That's when he played for Team India.
Team India, Chak Day, they were called. And it was 3 Indian guys and Tom.
So much I could say right now. That's nice. Get it.
Yeah. Looks like it could be biting.
God, now it's out. I can see clear from here.
Derek has clear vision. I think it could be still biting. You can only tell if you're looking directly overhead and use the biter bar. But that didn't have a chance unless you threw really strong weight like Tom did. He only caught a 1/16 of it, but he was able to push it almost all the way out. That's because of his up weight normal. Let's see if Dan sticks with this takeout strategy. Looks like he is. He wants the hit and he wants the roll. Oh, but it looks like Tom is calling for something else. So Dan, I just heard verbally confirm that Red Rock is biting. Now there's debate over whether to hit it or draw. Tom preferred the draw. It's a guard.
A high hit weight. Now he's got to do a guard.
It's
Tough
going to
shot
be
to make.
It's going to be a guard right on the center line, looks like.
He looks a little warm.
Tom is annoyed. He just said, really? And took off his hat in disgust. He thinks it's a little heavy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Not easy throwing a guard after a strong takeout. We've all been victim of that. Shake it off, Tom. Oh, we've got a new. Oh no, this has been from a while ago. Mike Spensieri has joined us, but at 1:30. So
It was an hour and a half ago.
we're not getting many
He's
comments.
probably gone by now.
Yeah. Mike Spensieri and Nicole Mikuleski did the raffle last night. They did a wonderful job keeping people entertained. They also created the broom shooter. We have what's called a broom shooter here. For those of you who are not curlers, do you know what a broom shooter is, Derek? Okay, he knows what it is. Derek made it?
No, they did.
The concoction that people were drinking.
Yeah.
He does it every year. He made 2 batches. The first batch was Robitussin. He improved it on the second batch, but we went through all 2 gallons of it.
No wonder you're sleeping tomorrow.
Yeah. That's going to be tight. Looks like that's going to crash on the guard.
Yeah, you got some good sweepers on it. Come on. No, he's got the guard. Got the yellow guard. He's going to drag it in a little bit. Split it. Yeah, that's all right.
It does negate that one red biter, though. It's biting a little bit better.
He was just calling the draw behind on that shot.
It looked like he was calling the draw behind, yeah.
This is what you want to see when your opponent's down 3 stones in the 7th end and he's calling hits. Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't know. I saw no sense in that call.
Usually not advised to do takeouts when you're down by 3 or more.
Unless you're my ex-skip. No names are necessary. Sheet A just called it a game. Bucks County came out on top of Plainfield on that game.
That means we could use some snacks on the table for Sheet A. Does anybody feel like getting snacks for Sheet A?
Hey, anybody from home, come on in.
Steve, I'm looking in your direction. No, Karen. Karen, you've done enough. Let Steve do it, please.
Steve's been sitting around all day doing nothing.
No. I meant for Sheet A.
No,
you're good. People don't want to hear me eat chips in the microphone.
it's interesting.
More interesting than this.
I'll tell you that.
All right, what did Susan do? She drew it to the back yellow.
Deep. Yeah, it's too
Yeah, definitely wanted it above T there.
Yeah.
But you know what? Giving him 1 here is not bad. Carl Biltz is a 3rd-year skip. I'm a 7-year skip, half of the season, and I still sometimes make the mistake of calling for hits when I'm
No,
down
not
low.
you. Come on. Don't sell yourself short. You do most of the time.
You know, Derek, there's sometimes shots that skips are supposed to make. Did you know that?
Yeah, what would that be, the draw? Yeah, if you want to be a skip.
Yeah. Oh, Sheet A is
Joke's
coming out.
on
They're
you,
getting
I
a
don't
nice
wanna be
run.
a skip. All right, Sheet A is coming off the ice right now.
Round of applause from the warm room. Still quite a bit of people here in the warm room watching the action.
Yeah.
More than usual, actually. Perhaps you can hear the applause. If you can't tell, Derek and I have a history of curling together.
Oh, yeah.
Not a long one because, well, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, we had a good time, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan desperately needs something up on top of the house on his first shot. A 3-guard would be nice.
That curled a little bit more than he wanted
A
to.
little bit too much.
But again, if he gives up one here, it's not bad.
The only thing is,
But he can very easily give up 3.
oh, that one's in the house, they're saying.
Yeah, that one. You folks at home watching, the other red is biting, according to Dan Gerlach.
I thought I taught him better than that. Never admit to that.
Well, he has still yet to kick it.
Yeah, I thought him too.
And we're off. Sweepers are saying it's a lot.
Break.
Draws haven't been too good today.
Well, you give him the chance for the blank. I guess you'd take.
I don't have the blank. Let him try to get 4 in the last end.
Yeah.
You know?
I do the same thing. I've seen some people in this situation
Just draw.
count another, make them go for it. And then either way, you're in a good situation. If Carl's able to get 2 here, then Dan has hammer.
I mean, there's a
Then
possibility
leading.
he could hit this and just roll in behind those 3 guards up front.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's calling for.
Yeah. But the key is you want to get this out. This guy only get 1 stone, 1 shot. Then he'd be coming home with the hammer up 2, sitting pretty.
These are shots I only do in the later ends. You try doing the shot in the first end when it's frosty out there.
Yeah, it's going to be
luck.
even tough right now. He's better come with some good weight because
Yeah.
it's still frosty way out there.
Ooh, that looks a little narrow from here, at least.
What's he going to do? He's got it. He's got it.
That's all he-
Stop! Never!
I think it's tougher to steal 3. By the way, everybody, it's an extra end for the tiebreaker here, if it comes to that.
Yeah, I'm only getting paid for 8, so you'll be on your own after that.
What do we got going on over on?
Looks like he's
C?
going for the point. He's going to try to steal 2 in the next.
Okay, that's one way to do it. Oh, it's
He's blanking. No, he's not even going to get over the hog line.
Derek is muttering.
All right, he is over the hog line.
That's probably just as well.
Awful lot of work for something that you could have just thrown through the What happened on sheet C? Did anybody see what happened in 6?
Somebody scored.
So it looks like Red scored. So, but how many did they get? No
We
one's put up a score yet.
we don't have the ability to pay attention to 2 games at the same time.
I barely have.
Yeah.
Do one.
Maybe they'll post the score soon.
Here we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Ah, tie game.
Ah, we got some action over there on
Nice.
C. Should we move the booth?
Nope.
One eye on that.
We've been talking about sheet C all day. No, he's going through. He doesn't want any guards up front.
I know it doesn't really matter in the 8th end in the last game of a long weekend, but if you're ever throwing through, do so with intent. Have the skip hold the broom, practice your lines, practice your takeouts, learn the ice. You see a lot of people just kind of
Wing it.
chuck it, but hey, every shot you can learn something from, so
Yep.
take advantage of it.
All right, so they got a long guard, about 2 foot off the center line, it looks like. Dan's just throwing it through again. He doesn't want to have any of his stones in play for them to work with. Tom's pretty good at this shot. Seen him make it a couple times.
But Tom Vespo. There's
Yeah.
2 Toms on that team. Another thing I've seen people do is when they're kind of joking around sweeping, like, "Oh, let's fake sweep it because it's a takeout, and we know we're just trying to throw it through." They'll just use one hand, put their broom down in front of it. I've seen stones get burnt. I've seen
Oh, yeah?
people fall because of it. Never sweep with one hand.
Yeah, it doesn't really. You know, he said, what if you only have one hand?
Oh, what if?
And when I was a kid, there was a guy here who curled, who was in World War II, and he only had one. His arm was cut off at right below the shoulder. Apparently, the word that I got was his arm got run over by a tank during World War II, but whatever. But he curled. He had a broom with a little handle that stuck out the side, and he tucked it up underneath his arm, and he swept with the one hand. He was no good, but he was out here playing.
He was no good. It was here?
Yeah, it was here at Ardsley. I don't know why he's called that for. He swept that right out. He should have swept that right out of bounds. I don't understand. What do you use it for? Oh, no, you don't. Take the microphone. Yeah. This one's going to be, is he going to stay in? He's going to be in the back of the house. Yeah. Dan's another one who's a good sweeper. He knows how to lean on that broom. It's like one of the first things I noticed about him when I came back. About him was he was a really good sweeper, and he knew what he was doing. And now he's just trying to show off. Yeah. You don't want to get too fancy. Just take one at a time and get them roll out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Get it out. Hey, good shot. No, it's just all about eliminating their stones. John's not going to bring his stuff around anymore. You keep breaking. How'd everything go?
I know what you're talking about. So the more interesting actions over on C.
They're seeing they have three yellows in the house. Nutmeg is trying to build a big one here so they could finish it off. And
Sheet B, Tom just said the weight of the takeout was a little down,
they'll have that. They'll have the.
but it will be fine.
Yeah. We got it.
Desperately needs one buried behind this guard to have a chance at 3.
Yeah, he's starting to run on his stones. This is going to be a nice shot. A little deep, but it's buried. Just go for the guard.
Can't do much better than that, though. That shot.
No, that was a good shot. Just be nice if it was about 10 inches further up.
Yeah. All Susan needs to do here is peel this guard and not stick around. You don't want nose here.
Unless you take that out.
Unless you run it back. And that looks like
it's going to happen. Yep.
That's another way to do it.
Yeah. Dan doesn't know where to go.
That's not what you call, but that's certainly an acceptable outcome.
That's one of those shots that makes the other team go, shit.
Well, that's actually what people call that are a little inexperienced. They think they got to try to get rid of these rocks that are sitting in the house, but at this point, the more important rocks to get rid of are the guards.
The guards. Always clear the guards. Learn that poem. Okay, this house stone has to be in. If it goes through the house, the game's over.
Yeah, it'll check up. Over on C.
Now, Susan, you were right about that nose hit because now Susan's stone is
a guard.
The annoyance, yeah.
It's the guard that the Ardsley team cannot have. So yeah, when you nose it, you keep a guard. But Dan should have no trouble clearing his own
now
guard.
It looks, yeah.
That's another thing you don't see with new curlers. They don't think to clear their own guards. Why would you get rid of one of your own stones? They instantly think, but keep the middle clear at this point.
Yeah, I think he's going to clear the guard. He should be going to clear the guard.
I mean, he could go for.
If he wants to go for the raised hit, but
Yeah.
you still got the same predicament. Then you
Yeah,
leave
he's-
your stone up in front.
Actually, he was going for the run back, but being a little more risky. See, that's what happens. Run backs have to be exactly where you need to hit it. You can't spare a centimeter.
I love Dan and everything, but he's not exactly Nicholas Adine.
He does skip without a gripper, so I think he thinks he's Nicholas Hadid. He stands in the house without a gripper on.
How dare he do that?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. My opinion on the grippers, the only thing they're there for is to keep your slider from getting scratched when you're not on the ice.
So what do we got on C? This is a big one. It looks like 2 yellow counting. Yellow has hammer.
The skip is light on sheet B. He might. They'll get it. They'll get it. They're gonna drag it in. It looks like it's not gonna be a counter though. Oh, maybe it is.
No, it's not out counting the yellow.
No. Well, Dan takes this out. The game's over. Is what it comes down to, basically.
Are we looking at hammer shot on C?
No. Look.
Oh, we got that other angle there. Yeah.
It's just a lot easier to watch it from here than it is.
It's standing up.
Yeah. All right. Slide out. Release.
Hits this for
Tom
the win.
Vespo's right on it right away. Seems like he's a little wide. He wants it to bend it. Here it comes.
Oh.
And a nice double, double
that's
takeout,
the
and the
game.
game is over.
Well, that'll be the second year in a row that a Gerlach skipped team wins the Cool Duck. I think the only change from last year is that he's got Tom Vespo instead of Steve Augustino, right? That's probably the only change.
Why'd he dump Steve?
Wouldn't you? All right, congratulations, Team Gerlach, and congratulations, Team Biltz. Hell of a weekend.
I say congratulations to everybody who came here.
Yeah, because, well, first of all,
It's all about having a good time.
I would say congratulations for getting in the Spiel. It was
right.
quite a feat just getting in it, and congratulations to making it to Sunday. So we got a whole other end to commentate on over on C there, Derek. How you feeling? Oh, Derek just figured out where its off button is. And he's out of here. He just dropped the mic. Do we still have Joe Sablot? No, he's taking off his mic. Jeez.
On your own. Rats are leaving like a rat's on a sinking ship.
Well, let's give a round of applause for the team coming off the ice.
Should have had somebody getting them off the ice. Come on.
Red Rock is off on C. They just said Plan C on sheet C, so it wasn't what she was intending. Is it not what they were intending to do? Now it does look like Team Hippias has a pretty good shot at significant accumulation here. A nice hit for 4. I don't know if that, well, there's another Yellowstone in the house, but it is outcounted by the stone that was just thrown by the other skip. Greg Stapleton. Interesting that he's coming this way with this takeout, going from inside out. They seem a bit concerned. Did not stick around, but managed to squeak out 2. Looks like 3. So Team Hippias will be up 3 without hammer coming into this 8th end.
Greg, you want us to take out that 8 stone? No. You don't want to do the throw? I'll throw it. Okay.
So if you're Team Albany, you'll want a lot of stones in the house. Their first stones will be guards, of course, but so that they can't be hit out. We are playing the 5 rock rule, 5 rock free guard rule. Oh, we got a comment from Mike Spencieri saying congrats to Team Gerlach. I know he doesn't mean it. And great job this weekend, Nick and company. Yes, thank you.
What about me, Mike? Nothing about me?
He said nothing about you, Derek.
Okay. That's my skill. What happened? Oh, boy. 3.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow night. Yep.
Don't mind me.
Ooh, yay. Woo. Now we're showing you the flags that are represented here at Ardsley. Maybe we can do a full tour. You see what Nutmeg is doing, what AJ is doing. He's putting them in the house. That's a smart move. He's maybe trying to trick them into starting to take them out, but Team Stapleton is not falling for it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Right through the house. Albany Stapleton was in the running for the Quacktastic Award. That can be easily seen by the very quacktastic hats that they're wearing right now. That one looks like it's also in the house. Smart. I'd like to see him above the tee. That one is. And now he's going for the takeout. Maybe he got a little stuck here. He could sit on him as another opportunity and then punch him out later. He definitely needs stones in the house, so takeouts are always a rough call. And yeah, I don't know what you've done with the takeout there, as you can see. You've just gotten rid of one more of your own stones that you desperately need at this point. So I think Nutmeg would be happy just putting another one in the top of the house. That's a guard. That's not ideal, but still, Team Nutmeg is sitting pretty solidly right now. Going for a draw behind this guard that was just put up there by AJ. AJ's team. Guess that would have been Ryan Glatzel.
Quick line.
All the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. All the way.
We cranked up the volume on the ice here. Hopefully you can hear it, and I don't have to do so much commentating. But it looks like they're going to put one right on top of the yellow that's already in the house.
Great line on that. Just need some draws in the forefoot now. You don't want to go this way? No, stay up, stay up, stay up.
So with only 3 stones left, this one absolutely has to be in the house. And it looks like it's going to be short. Sweepers are really giving it a go. They just might pull it out, but no, it's going to stop short. Game's not over. They could still tap that up. But there's not too many permutations left.
So Red is running out of stones at this point.
Which way you want to come?
That was John Schuster, everybody. The man behind the curtain.
Just pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
It's not the John Schuster. Does everybody say that to you? Are you the John Schuster?
I'm the John Schuster.
He is the John
He's
Schuster.
The other John Schuster.
Yeah, the other John Schuster skipped the Olympic team.
Most people don't notice that our names are spelled differently.
Yours is spelled properly, I bet.
Mine is spelled properly.
Yeah.
Most of them think that we're brothers. You know, there's the age difference, just a couple of years.
All right, well, this one absolutely has to be in the house. Because there are 2 stones left after this. guarding their tap up. Oh, that's unfortunate. So the stone that they had remaining to be their third one in is now guarded from being a tap up. And this one looks like it's getting away from Albany.
Yeah, actually probably even a little bit less since they took that one over a little bit in practice. So.
Well, it doesn't matter what end it is. It's always tough to score 3. And I would argue that it's even tougher in the 8th end. So it looks like AJ is going to try to make Albany chase. He's going to...
I don't know what that ice. Is he looking for a guard, or is he looking for a draw? Is he looking for something at the top of the 12-foot, probably?
With that ice, yeah, actually it probably looks like a guard. He wouldn't mind a guard.
With 2 red stones left, 2 red stones pretty high above the house. It's going to be hard for Albany to score anything here.
Even though it did tick, it did bury.
Does give Albany something to draw down to.
Call that a catcher.
Somehow he's going to have to split one of those red guards into the house as well.
Yeah, and they're
if he wants
perfectly
to
lined
tie.
up. Am I a pessimist by saying I don't think it's going to happen?
I think that's more of a realist.
Okay. If they weren't so perfectly, if his tap up wasn't so perfectly guarded, I'd say that he has a chance. But
yeah, that first stone is probably a good 2.5, 3 feet out.
even still, to hit it and be able to split both of them in is a tough task.
Where's the weight? The light? Up. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's all coming in nice.
Oh, nice draw. He's going to draw down to the yellow in the 4-foot.
If you're a skip here and it's been a long weekend and these are your last shots, all you really want is just making good shots. He probably knows he's not going to win now, but at least he's throwing up some good rocks.
I guess he can hope that AJ promotes one of his red stones.
Honestly, AJ could just throw it away here and be fine. To flirt with anything else is a little risky, but here to have fun. So let's see what he does. Looks like he's just trying to plug up that hole, take away any shot that he has. Got to hand it to AJ Hippius, his first time skipping in a Bonspiel. He's been here a few times to the Cool Duck, 3 times, and now finally skipped the team. We hope to see him back. Very strong showing. I guess he was trying to come down and sit on it the whole time. Maybe that was his call, and certainly a good call.
Okay, not bad. Bad strategy. He's now shot rock.
And I don't see any conceivable way. But might as well throw it. Stone's got to come down to this end of the house anyway.
Yeah, stone's got to might as well throw it. And they're shaking hands. And it looks like that game is in books. And Nutmeg defeats Albany 9-6. and that was the third event final.
Third event final goes
And now
to
we're-
Team Nutmeg Hippias.
And now we're here live with the Cool Duck winner, Dan Gerlach. Dan, how does it feel to win two Cool Ducks back to back? I've run out of cord, so you're gonna have to come in a little bit. He says it was great. They played well, and that's it. He said something else too. I don't know. He was
Dan is
shaking his little tiny fist at me for some reason, but
he's busy not signing autographs for people and not doing interviews. He's walking away from us now.
he's walking away from the cameras. He's
This-
walking away from the microphones. I don't know.
All these victories have gotten to his head.
He's kicking a small child.
He needs to be taken down a notch, in my opinion. There's no pins left either. I think he's looking for pins.
Dan is looking for some Ardsley pins to trade with. Trade with some other team.
We can wrap this up, right? Or
I think we can wrap this up.
yeah.
And a big round of applause coming back into the warm room for teams Nutmeg and Albany.
Thank you, everybody. The Big Apple Bonspiel, March 23rd to the 25th. It's an open Bonspiel here at Ardsley Curling Club. Come here while you can. We won't exist in a certain number of years, so hope to see you at another Cool Duck. Hope to see you at the McKay Douglas. That's in February. Oh, sorry, I got the dates wrong. And the Ardsley Big Apple Bonspiel is March 21st through the 24th, open format. The 83rd annual McKay Douglas International Bonspiel. This is a big one, folks. February 21st to the 24th. We will have beer specials. Remember, $3 beers, $10 pitchers. Can't go wrong. See you soon. Thank you.